Awesome sauce. Well, hey, y'all. Welcome back to the Let's Be For Real podcast. It's Tanika Dub, and today we are speaking to an amazing gentleman, an awesome photographer, a talented man himself, Michael Brown from Sharpshoot Media. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing amazing today. Thank you for such a flowery introduction. I appreciate that.
Not a problem. Before I actually get into who you are from the information you shared with me, I just want to tell people how I met you. Um, we both attended Candace Love's birthday celebration, which was also on my daughter's birthday at her cathedral, and it was amazing event. And I was actually pleased with how we go around introducing ourselves with questions that we ask. And the question you asked me, was there anything that I feared in life? And I remember the response you gave me a very well received uh, response in regards to the fear of what make sure I parented my daughter fairly well. And I do love the support from men as well as Black men, especially as I think I do a pretty good job with my baby girl. However, I think what most parents, our biggest question is, are we doing the right thing? And so what you reminded me of, I definitely want to say I hadn't forgotten one bit. And I always
I
say, you
appreciate
know
that.
what? People say things and some people like, can't nobody tell me how to raise my kid. But sometimes the little advice that we get here and there, you can definitely say, I can't forget that. That was good. That little nugget was
Absolutely.
good.
I
So
appreciate that. I'm glad you accepted that. And shoot, I don't. As a person without kids, I try not to tell people how to raise their kids. But what I said to you was about how you felt about it. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? You know, I appreciate that.
Thank you, thank you. So I'm gonna introduce the people to who you are with a little snippet information that you shared with me. So Michael Brown is the visionary artist, photographer, redefining creative through his groundbreaking work. As the heart of his journey lies, a remarkable story of triumph over perceived limitation. Diagnosed with a life-threatening cancerous tumor behind his eye at just 9 years old, Michael faced a life-altering decision. Choosing resilience over adversity, he transformed what many perceive as limitation to a balanced channel for creativity. At the creative force behind Ocularity, Michael celebrates the beauty of Black excellence and the power of transcending boundaries. His signature photography style, which features models with one eye obscured, challenges conventional norms and invites viewers to explore the limitless potential within us all. Michael's work is an ode to the human spirit's resilience and ability to overcome obstacles through art. Through Ocularity, Michael is on a mission to inspire, uplift, and redefine the narrative of creativity. His story and artistry stands as a testament to the indomitable human will, a narrative that continues to captivate hearts and inspire change. Welcome, Michael. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Appreciate
Thank you. I'm glad to have you. I remember at the event at Candace's spot, you shared how you began uh, your journey. And so, as I described the life changing situation with yourself, would you mind sharing your backstory a little bit with the people in a little detail if you
it.
like?
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. So when I was 8, almost 9 years old, I was diagnosed with a cancerous tumor behind my eye. Uh, it was I had fought a tumor in my sinus when I was 4 years old, and the surgery they did left a scar around my nose, down my lip, and they did that to save my eye. But this time, when it grew back, it was the size of a tangerine behind my eye, pressing on my eye, and they say, yeah, no, there's the only way to get this is to take the eye and part of the cheekbone, and it's a pretty extensive surgery. And as a result, like I said, they took my eye, but that didn't really bother me as much. Kids are resilient, and I was no different. Obviously, my parents and all the adults around me were, scared and worried about my future, but everything was, it wasn't that big of a deal to me until I went back to school. Kids cracking jokes, and at that age, you're really impressionable. So, um, it, my mom made it a point though to make sure that my self-esteem didn't take a hit.
That's
She,
good.
whenever she see me with my head down, she, make me pick my head up. I'd actually got in trouble a couple times yelled at because she assumed that, I was keeping my head down to hide my face as if I was ashamed of what had happened to me. And I don't remember if that was my psychology at the moment or not, but what I do remember is my mom making a very concerted effort to make sure that I projected who I was to the world with pride.
You know what you just said there reminded me of the story of was it Ray Charles? Mother, boy, you're not stupid and you're not slow. And even though it might have been rough, the way she just, she directed her encouragement to him, but I could see how that may have been like the similar path in which you took, and it's only in just one eye.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I'm grateful that I have sight. The only thing that's really affected is my peripherality. I have some issues with depth perception, but that happening at such a young age, my brain was able to compensate in other ways. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not really limited by anything. And as a photographer, it's a easy low hanging joke. You got a one-eyed photographer, but the joke back is two-eyed photographers got to close one eye to take a picture. So
Yes.
I'm a step ahead for real. And
Yeah.
yeah, so I, I don't let that limit me in anything that I do. And I found a way to get that message out really plainly through my show Ocularity.
That's awesome. What actually got you into photography? If, like, where did that interest grow from?
So I was a part of an apprenticeship actually, that taught videography, video editing, motion graphics, and photography. And when it came time for me to, you know, when I finished the apprenticeship and I had a job and I wanted to start a side hustle, I said, well, I could start in videography, but video cameras and video equipment and microphones and lights and so on and so forth cost this much. A camera and an SD card cost that much. So I got
Pick
a
and
twelve hundred
choose.
dollar right. I got a $1,200 loan from my mom, bought enough equipment to look like I knew what I was doing, even though I didn't.
Uh-huh.
And started doing photo shoots outdoors where light was in abundance, and just kind of took off from there. I didn't really do much with it from 2018 when I started the company until 2020 when I got laid off from that job due to the pandemic.
Pandemic,
And
boy.
yeah, pandemic,
That pandemic could do it, right?
absolutely. But it was a blessing in disguise because it forced me into going hard at what I really wanted to do, gave me the time to be able to do so. And because of unemployment, the unemployment stimulus also gave me a nice amount of extra cash to be able to do so. So I started buying equipment for my company and putting that extra money into the business. Couldn't go anywhere, couldn't do anything. So there was that.
Okay. So, you described having a big event called Ocularity, which showcased several pieces of your photography work. And this first event took place in your hometown. Where you from?
Yeah, yeah.
Where you from?
I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. Born and
Okay.
raised, proud. It's a great place. It's a tough town. It's cold
Yeah.
most of the year. It's cloudy most of the year, and I love it. My entire family's there,
So
and
what
for my
brought you to
40th
Houston?
birthday. So well, it begins with my best friend who had lived in Houston for a while, and when she moved back to Cleveland, she just would not shut up about Houston. And I hadn't been many places. So she's like, oh my God, in Houston, this would be like this. And Houston was like this. And oh my God, there were so many different things to do in Houston. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, like we got all that here too. Like, don't be
No,
trying to play where we from. Like, what are you talking about?
a little
And,
different.
right. Fast forward a couple years later, I traveled a couple places, and a couple of those places I kind of tried on. I was only there for business for a couple of days, and I said, you know what, I think I could live in this place. Vegas was one of them. Vegas was the place that I said, you know what, I think I could do this. I think I can make money here, and and enjoy living here.
Yeah.
Um, and I had went like 7 or 8 different places in a year. traveling doing videography. And at the end of the year, so a friend of mine said that she was going out of town for New Year's Eve. I said, I wasn't going out of town. And so I was like, well, Atlanta and Houston are two places that I need to get to. So I did, I looked up some tickets and the Houston tickets were cheaper. It was like in a
Okay.
couple days or something like that. So I said, Houston, here I come. Came out here and I'm a really logical person. I'm not really a emotional or woo-woo type person, but when I got here, it just felt like home.
Yeah.
Something about Houston, like, I mean, the fact that it was 80 degrees on New Year's Eve definitely helped. You know what I mean? That definitely helped. I left 4 feet of snow to come to 80-degree weather.
Okay.
And people celebrate individuality here. Because there's
Yeah.
so many people here. It's such a large city. You can't help but celebrate individuality. Whereas where I come from, you know, being different made you either a target or a source of ridicule.
Yeah. Yeah.
And aside from the economic difficulties that my city is facing, at the time it was the number one poorest big city in America. 50% of the people in Cleveland lived on $20,000 a year or less. And my skills were increasing, and people, you know, were not willing to pay my increasing rates. So I came to a place where Black excellence was normal, was regular, and people that looked like us had more expendable income and looked at indulging in the arts as self-care.
Yeah.
So I came
Yeah.
here.
That's awesome. I would tell you, I've been in Houston over 20 years, 21 years. And the funny part is I'm originally from Austin, Texas. So um I came here for college and stayed. And I tell people it's something to do every weekend. If you don't want to do nothing, you don't have to. And if you're looking for something to do, you can find something to do.
Anything, any
Yeah.
type of vibe you're looking for. If you're looking for some rah-rah club, it's a bunch of them. If you're looking for laid back, live music, it's a bunch of like every weekend, every
Yeah.
day.
Every day. Every day. I think the arts here in Houston, like the creative vibe in Houston, I love it. Like there's artists all caliber of you can find everything you're looking for. Painting, tufting rugs, you name it. And definitely photography, big thing here. Actually a friend of mine is hosting a photographers conference. I can't think what it's called right now, but yeah, I actually started, I think yesterday. I just noticed the Facebook late last night. I said if I can
Mhm.
find I'm gonna find her info and I'm gonna shoot it to you
Please
and get
do.
you in touch with her. I promise you that. I thought about it last night. I said, oh, we're gonna be talking tomorrow, so I'm definitely make sure I clue you in. But she's a really dope photographer. She started out small and she blossomed. She gives out a lot of good tips. Photographers travel from all over the place, and so definitely I'm gonna share that with you when we get
Please
this
do. Yeah.
this conversation. But here I know like you said, you just moved here not too long ago. So
Mhm.
how do you go about like discovering what you want to shoot? Is it more so people, landscaping, or just a little bit of everything? What grabs your attention?
I specialize in portraits mainly. I can shoot anything, right? So I can shoot events. I can shoot, you know, uh, corporate events, headshots,
Right.
product photography. I'm dabbling in some more weddings. I can shoot. I've done a dog's birthday party before.
Oh wow.
Uh, yeah, that was. It wasn't a party. It was a birthday shoot. Like it was in
Like
the
the doggy
studio.
cake type situation.
Yeah, it was a mess. Yeah, a leg of lamb, a raw leg of lamb was involved in the photo
Wow.
shoot.
Okay. Uh
Yeah, he raises dogs on a raw diet. So
okay.
so I can do it all. But I
Okay.
specialize in portraits specifically of us, of Black people. And most of my clients and models are Black women,
Mm-hmm.
specifically. So I specialize in our skin tones and how to light us so that we can evoke an emotion, you know, very clearly with the image.
That's dope. How do you make your clients or your figures feel comfortable during a shoot? Because some
How
people
do I
be like,
make them feel comfortable?
yeah, because I know I done photography, and sometimes I'd be like, put some music on. And when I hear my vibe, depending on what it is, like, do some people come in looking for you to know exactly the
Mhm,
direction that you want, or is
mhm,
it something that
mhm.
they want? How do you make
Yeah.
them feel comfortable?
So it begins before the shoot. It begins with building a rapport with the individual, especially if it's a big shoot that they say they're celebrating a milestone, a birthday or something like that. We'll do a consultation. We'll talk about a bunch of things, and in that, I'll ask them, what type of music they like. So I definitely use music, and I ask them the things they like about their body, the things that they necessarily don't like. But more often than not, people are it's normally the women that that have the issue of being comfortable during a shoot, because I'm a man, I'm a large man, I'm a large one-eyed man. You know what I mean? So the discomfort is normally coming from women, but because of my life history, being the oldest sibling of three younger sisters, with three younger sisters, having mainly woman best friends throughout my entire life, hung out with women in college, and I'm the big brother, the homeboy, so on and so forth. So I relate to women very, very easily. And within minutes of coming in the studio, within minutes of arriving on the shoot, I'm laughing with them, I'm joking with them. You know, I make them very comfortable just with my personality, just with how I treat them. But most importantly, and this is the thing that I hear most often, it's not even something that I do purposely, it's just how I am. But when
Mhm.
I've asked other models that I've worked with that question, they say that I make them feel comfortable because I look them in the eye, especially like if we're doing some sort of nude or boudoir shoot. I mean, there have been beautiful women completely stark naked in front of my lens, but I'm looking them in the eye. I'm not making weird comments or looking in
That's
places that,
good.
yeah. So just my demeanor in that manner makes people, specifically women, feel much more comfortable. And the music always helps.
Yeah. So you definitely create the energy and the vibe for them to feel comfortable starts with the first, initial communication. Um,
It's important because what I do is timed, right? So if I
yeah,
got a 1 hour shoot, I don't necessarily have 45 minutes to set the vibe. No, it's got to be quick. We got to come in there, get on about business, and I'm telling you, it's really just my spirit. People feel that
yeah,
I'm focused on making sure that you look your absolute best because you paid me. People say, "Well, I don't take good pictures." I'm like, "Well, I do. That's my job. That's what you're paying me
okay,
for."
yeah, that's dope. Definitely, your energy is a good energy to feel. I felt that the moment we transitioned from one partner to the next, as soon as you walked, you say, "Hey, you got a buddy?" I was like, "No, come on, we can talk."
That's
And
it.
even when we ran out of time, but I was like, we ain't done yet. We got to finish this conversation.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely,
I
absolutely.
definitely do agree. Energy is everything. And so
Yeah.
it definitely makes things more comfortable and relaxing to shoot with someone. So to double back, we talked about the event you had called Ocularity. Tell me a little, tell, I guess, the people what that was about and what that was like to put on your
So
first event.
yes, so it was hectic, but I had community. I had a team of friends, models, other artists, helping me with ideas, helping me with sponsorships, everything. It happened to also be my 40th birthday celebration that year,
Hey.
so yeah, so people were very willing to help out and celebrate with me. But I had the idea to, gather up a bunch of my signature images and make a gallery show out of it. Another photographer had done a gallery show for his birthday in the city, and I said,
That's
that's a good
awesome.
idea. I should do that with my images. I talked to him a little bit and got some advice from him on how to go forward, so on and so forth. So yeah, we had the event. It was epic. It was a really, really big celebration. People enjoyed themselves. The people are still talking about it. It was a bit discouraging to have all that buzz generated around my brand and not have a single like DM on Monday about, or at all after that about, well, yeah, let's work together. Let's do this, is that, and the other. And that was a bit discouraging, but the event itself went off without a hitch, and everyone had an amazing time, and people were really impressed.
One thing I will say in Houston, everyone's always looking for a photographer. there's so many different events going on. People are looking for videographers, photographers for everything. But I think one of the things I did love that I saw from the footage that you shared with me, and of course I'll have that featured in this video for everybody to see, that your ability to see things in an image that say for instance I'm the model and you take the picture and I'm thinking, okay, I think it's gonna look good, and it's the finished product of that's me. The way that you capture like certain things in the shadow, like in detail. I'm detailed like that because I'm artsy, so I can figure out what I'm looking at. As you're taking the picture, I was just like, he really did good on the picture that was flipping through the screen. So I think
Thank you.
those are some things here in Houston people are going to gravitate towards. You can't go wrong in Houston. The diversity here, the experiences, it's so much to offer. So I'm glad that you
Absolutely.
made it to the Houston area.
Me
So
too.
with that said, what has or how has your life continued to motivate you to create your art and views inside the picture? Like, what has been continually motivating you to create and snap?
My passion has been motivating me to continue to create. And my passion is not photography. My passion is dope experiences with dope people.
I love that.
So sometimes photography provides that directly. I'll
Mm-hmm.
have a dope experience shooting with a dope person, or sometimes it provides the money to be able to afford me to be able to have a dope experience with dope people. Um, to me, relationships are the gift that keep on giving. And so when I meet somebody that's really cool, we vibe on a level, whatever it is, like I always want to continue that because the next time we come together, you're going to be different. I'm going to be different. The situation is going to be different, and it's going to be brand new again, except with a couple guaranteed, fun factors. Like I know the vibe is dope. I know you're a cool person. I know your mind is amazing. I know,
Yeah,
you're funny. All those sorts of things. And when we come together again the next time, it's like a brand new present. Like I could do that forever, forever, forever.
yeah,
And so I love taking pictures of people because when they light up, like you said, after seeing, oh my God, that's me. Oh man, your camera take good pictures. Wait a minute, wait a minute. The camera, come on now. The camera didn't
it's
take
not
the
the
picture.
camera. It was what
The
you
camera just
saw.
recorded. Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah,
what you
for sure.
saw.
But yeah,
That's awesome. I think what I remember you bringing up and mentioning this at Candace's event, and when we talked the other day, um, and you even just said it earlier about having the one eye to see, to snap a picture with a camera. Like I have a professional camera, and I take pictures for my clients. I'm a hairstylist, so instead of me hiring somebody, sometimes I do it right on the spot. I do their hair and
smart.
makeup, get it out the way. Um, but then I also sometimes, I'll hire somebody for a big branding, thing,
Mm-hmm,
right? And so
mm-hmm,
one of the things I recognize that, yeah, you do have to close that one eye so you can get right up in that shot. And I
mm-hmm,
think that's what will make you even doper as a photographer because what people think, well, you got to have this capability when you like, it's already a given. So I think what even made me come up with the idea for the conversation was that your vision was already made clear. Your story was being built for this. And I think
absolutely.
that's that's awesome in itself.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah, no, that's cool. I really feel like though, with photography, there's three things going on. It's a skill, it's an art, and it's a business.
Yeah,
And you could teach two of those things. Perhaps you could teach the art part too, but like, I could teach you the skill of photography. Someone, probably not me, could teach you the business of photography as well.
yeah,
But yeah, like, I do it because I enjoy it and I'm good at it.
right.
I've got the skill. I'm not perfect, obviously, in there. I've still got a ton of room to grow, and people trip out when I say that because, oh my God, but they're so good. I was like, but you're not. I know people who are better, who shoot images that impress me. Like, how did you do that? So
Yeah,
until I can answer those questions and until I can shoot on that level, I still got so much more room to grow. And I'm grateful for that because, if you're growing, you're living. So yeah.
So tell us, I know you say in November is your second event for
11, 12,
Ocularity.
23. Yep, 11, 12, 23. November 12th. It's a Sunday, Sunday evening.
Awesome, awesome. So you'll have some new footage as well as new other things going on.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah,
along with the 61 images that we shot in Cleveland, I'm not going to reuse them all for this show, but many of them. But we've also got 27 brand new images of Houston models and Houston clients, including some local celebrities like Candace Love and Dox Diggler,
big
Brick City
love.
Buddha.
Yeah.
We've got three images with them, one of them together. One of my favorite images from this new show. This image is again obscuring one of their eyes for each of them, but the image itself represents the divine masculine and divine feminine coming together as one.
Oh my goodness.
It's yeah, it's a beautiful image. I had an
I
amazing
could
time shooting.
I could already imagine the way that
Yeah.
you even took pictures of the party. It was like, even though everybody had camera phones out, but it was like the fly on the wall. That's what it felt like to me. It was like every time I'm like, I saw you moving, but not knowing what you could see. And so as
Mm-hmm.
the pictures were shared over the last couple of days this event, I was like, that man captured some stuff from angles that I'm like, this was definitely better than the cell phone.
Thank you very
Definitely
much. I
better than the cell
appreciate
phone.
that. I
Yeah,
appreciate that. Yeah.
this will be awesome. So where will this Ocularity photography images be shared? What's the location for your upcoming event? Do you
So
have an
we are
idea?
going to be at Tribeca in the third ward down on Emancipation Road. Is it Road Street Avenue? But on Emancipation,
Mhm.
2222 Emancipation,
Okay.
to be exact. Like I said, November 12th at 7 o'clock. If the event is going to be epic, we've got the red carpet. We've got an outdoor cigar section. We've got over 80 pieces of art, and we've got an aerialist performing. There is also a live harp player, all Black artists, all Black performers, just a showcase of Black excellence that we're absolutely looking forward to.
Awesome. So I'm a dabble away from photography. Is there any other interest you have besides photography that you have that you would like to share or participate in while you're Houston area? You plan on living here for a long
Yeah, I plan on establishing the international headquarters for Sharpshoot Media here. So
time?
yeah, I'm gonna spend a lot of time here. Is the plan. But all the interests that I have, I indulge in. You know, if I got a question about something, if I'm curious about something, I start asking questions. I go for it. Life is short, you know, and I don't want to get to the age where I'm not able to indulge or I'm not able to explore and have doubts and questions. I'd much rather waste my time looking into something that find out I'm not interested in than to have that question later when I can.
Yeah, that's
So yeah,
good.
so everything that I'm interested in, I indulge in. Now, again, since my passion is people, that means that includes a lot of different things, right? So, you know, we went to the Janelle Monáe concert last night. My favorite part was interacting with the people I was there with, my lady and her good friend. That's my favorite part of, you know, seeing Janelle Monáe perform. So while I may not be into any one thing in particular, man, good times with good people is always a vibe.
That's dope. That's dope. So my last question for you would be, as a artist, photographer, Black man in America, uh, a creator, what is something you would want to be remembered for? Or what would you want to share with someone that's looking to do what you do?
I want to be remembered for making any human that's ever spent time with me feel like the most important human in the world. That's it. That's
That's
it.
awesome.
Whoever's in front of me at any given moment is the most important human in the world. I don't care if I've got a relationship with them or not.
That's awesome.
You crossed my path for a reason, and we about to find out why. So whether it's making you laugh, making an impact in your life, taking amazing pictures of you and your family, whatever it is, I want them to leave with that impression like, man, he made me feel important.
Mm, that's good. I definitely love your response. The way that the world is going through all the chaos that it's going through, um, the way that the community is, I guess you say, dividing men and women amongst each other, especially Black men and women. To hear those words, it shows value and standards within yourself. So if you're expressing those types of things about what you want to give to others, shows what you try to take in as well.
Yeah,
Because oftentimes it's reflective. That's how I want to feel. That's what I give out, right? And so that speaks volumes. But I definitely love hearing that from you. That's where that good energy comes in, you know. So
absolutely.
definitely good stuff. So other than that, where can the people find you? What's your social media website? All of that stuff, and it'll also be included at the bottom of the channel here. And share your
Absolutely.
info.
So the best way to contact me is through Instagram. I'm sharpshoot_media. I'm also on Facebook. If you're over on Facebook, we've also got a website, sharpshoot.net, where you can start the booking process by sending an email, where you can look at my portfolio. I've got a couple client albums up there, and also link to our new brand, Sharpshoot Noir, that focuses on boudoir and adult content.
That's awesome. Do you travel for photography work outside of
Absolutely.
Houston, Texas, wherever
Absolutely.
needed?
Travel outside of the state, outside of the country. There is a
Yes,
travel
sir.
fee
Yes,
associated, but yeah, if I'm needed somewhere to take pictures, I'm on my way.
sir. I I know this won't be the last time we communicate because I'm
Of
definitely
course.
planning on being at the event, of course, and I got to
Yeah,
share it with the
absolutely.
people.
Absolutely.
But definitely, I am glad we met. Your words of encouragement about me and my baby, awesome. I still receive, and I hope that what you're doing will definitely continue to grow and flourish. Um, Speaking life into you right now, okay? So I definitely do
Appreciate that.
believe you're going to be continuously doing amazing things out here in the
Thank you.
world. So I definitely
Thank
want
you.
to say thank you
Great.
for that. It is imperative that we offer support to one another, we encourage one another, and remember that we're not here for just ourselves. So when people say, "Oh, I do this for this," but remember, it's going to benefit outside of you. Because if you're not giving back to the world, then the world is going to lose itself, and that's what we're struggling with at this moment.
Yeah.
But what you just shared is beyond just you. Your legacy is going to speak for that. So I definitely applaud you. I
Thank
thank
you.
you for sharing your time. And after this, stay tuned because I will definitely share Ocularity back in Cleveland and then the info for what's upcoming in November on November 12th, 7 p.m. at 2222 Emancipation. Ocularity here in Houston, Texas. So I thank you. I present to you Mike Brown. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate
Absolutely,
you.
bro. Absolutely. Thank you so much.
And we'll talk again. I appreciate you.
Ocularity is born from a place of adversity. When I was 9 years old, I was diagnosed with cancer behind my eye. I lost my eye to save my life. Everybody here, they're obscuring one of their eyes. I put a limitation on the models, and as you can see, the limitless creativity that can come from what looks like a limitation.